Y'all were sharp at the TNN and Trap News Network. We back in this thing, like cracking this thing. My bad, Henny. That is a terrible way to put you as an intro for the entire. And now she looking at me like, why would you do that? My bad, Henny. My bad. Like, comment, subscribe. Notification bell, hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. You feel me? We finna jump into this good content, man. Henny got some good news with you, some good knowledge. We ain't finna get in nobody's college. So make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe. Show some love to that girl, Henny. If you ain't did so, make sure you show her page some love. She cracking all over these YouTube streets, giving the ladies a piece of what's going on. That girl, Henny, give her a like. I just did. Don't be a hater. Show her some love. Henny got some good news. We can use some good knowledge. We ain't finna get nobody's college, man. It's the whole... the snitch list exposed in Big U Loose Cannon's operation Drawdown Rico. Could Wack 100 be named? Let's get into this content.
And all of the other people that are on here, Sylvester Martin, Mark Martin, Armani, Frederick, and Tiffany, they will all be getting to see who the witnesses are that are on this case, the confidential witnesses. Now, what does that mean? Well, child, let's get into it before we get into this court document, because, baby, this is some hot-ass Henny that y'all definitely are going to want to sip on, because this is a development that is possibly going to change the dynamics of this case. And with all the talk that has been going on with three-finger duty shooter PP Liquor Wack.
Three-finger duty shooter PP Liquor Wack. Got it.
And loose coochie lips Ashley. Out here, he's a snitch. No, he's a snitch. No, they're a snitch, and that's a snitch. And snitchity, snitch. All of that is about to come to an end, because here's the play, okay? So the government filed something called a protective order. Let me get that up here on the screen for y'all. Let me get my watermark first, even though people can get this stuff on their own, but still, let's get this watermark up, and let's get into these court docs the way that Henny serves up these court docs for y'all, okay? This is, baby.
Henny,
all right, here we
nice.
go. Boom. Court doc is up here. So this...
Henny, your dreads look nice. Just wanted to throw that out there for you. I see you locking.
Is the government filed something called a protective order, okay? So the translation is that the feds are about to hand over extremely sensitive documents to Big U, Loose Cannon's legal team, and everybody else that are co-defendants on this case. And these documents include who the confidential witnesses are on the case, their cooperation history, their medical records, personal information, the whole 9 yards is about to be given to them, okay? Because they know how hot this could get. They said, hold up. Nobody better not leak this. Nobody better not leave this in the car. Nobody better not show this to no homies at the barbershop. This stays locked with the lawyers, period, okay? So that is my synopsis on all of that. Now let's see what we are talking about here. Okay, it says what they are charged with, which is the Rico and all of that. So now let's get down here to number 2. It says a protective order is necessary because the government intends to produce to the defense materials regarding confidential informants or cooperating witnesses who participated in the government's investigation and who may testify at trial. So we're not just talking about people who came in, sat down, and gave a few to them. We're talking about people who are actually going to be taking the stand as well, okay? The government believes that the unauthorized dissemination or distribution of the materials may expose him/her to potential safety risks, all right? Number 3 says a protective order is also necessary because the government intends to produce to the defense materials containing parties' PII, which is personal identifying information like social security numbers and stuff, and medical information. Now, I know, thank you very much. Hey, salute to 504 Street Stories. I watch you, so it's an honor to have you in my chat right now. Salute to you. If y'all are into getting it from the streets and getting a real gritty edge on it, y'all go check out 504 Street Stories and Gangsta News Network. They are dope. All right, so the government believes that disclosure of this information without limit.
Here at TNN Trap News Network, we're not affiliated with Gangsta News Network, but big shout out to Gangsta News Network. Gangsta News Network. Shout out to them.
Oh, we were talking about medical information. So why would they want medical information, right? Okay, here's why. It's not so much about finding out blood pressure and all of that. It's mental health. They want to know their mental capacity. So they need the medical records, okay? The government believes that disclosure of this information without limitation risks the privacy and security of the informant's information's legitimate owner. The medical information at issue may also be subject to various federal laws protecting the privacy of medical records, including provisions of the Privacy Act. Okay? Because the government has an ongoing obligation to protect third parties, PII, and medical information, the government cannot produce to defendants an unredacted set of discovery containing this information without the court entering the protective order. So, what are they saying, Henny? What they are saying is, we have to put this protective order in place because we can't give this to you because it would be a violation of HIPAA. Okay, remember the Privacy Act. So they have to put the protective order in so that way they can cover their ass and their tracks and say, well, if anybody gets this information, it wasn't us because we put an order of protection in as a safety guard, okay? Moreover, and with them giving out PPIs, which is the personal identifying information, their social security numbers, their home addresses, their emails, their phone numbers, they've got to put this in there too. So moreover, PII and medical information make up a significant part of the discovery in this case, and such information itself, in many instances, has evidentiary value. If the government were to attempt to redact all this information in strict compliance with Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 49.1, the Central District of California's local rules regarding redaction, and the privacy policy of the United States Judicial Conference, the defense would receive a set of discovery that would be highly confusing and difficult to understand, and it would be challenging for defense counsel to adequately evaluate the case, provide advice to defense, or prepare for trial. So what they're saying is, this personal information and these medical records make up a bulk of all of the information that they have. So if they were to redact any of the information out of it, you're not going to be able to understand any of it. If you remember, there was a document in the Big Meech case that I was reading through and trying to make sense of, and it was heavily redacted. And it didn't really make sense to us until we got further along into the court documents and searched here, there, and there. And we were able to piece some of it together. But that's what they're saying would happen here, and this would significantly hinder the defendants, Big U, Loose Cannon, Sylvester, all of them. It would hinder their lawyers from being able to defend them adequately. So, you know, if they can't defend them adequately, that means they're not going to be able to proceed with the trial. But anyway, an order is also necessary because the government intends to produce to the defense materials that may contain information within the scope of Privacy Act. To the extent that those materials contain Privacy Act information, an order is necessary to authorize disclosure pursuant to 5 USC, blah, 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 okay? The purpose of the protective order is to, A, allow the government to comply with its discovery obligations while protecting this sensitive information from unauthorized dissemination, and B, provide the defense with sufficient information to adequately represent the defendant, okay? So now, basically, we're getting into CW materials include any information relating to a confidential informant or cooperating witnesses' prior history of cooperation with law enforcement, which means that some of these witnesses and these CWs have cooperated in the past. And they're going to be giving that information up to the defense. Let me take a sip of water on that. And of course, they will be getting the cooperating witnesses, the CWs, prior criminal history, statements, and any other information that could be used to identify a confidential informant or cooperating witness, such as names, images, addresses, date of birth, or unique personal identification information such as social security numbers, driver's license numbers, account numbers, and telephone numbers. Baby, they turning everything over. Ciao. PII materials include any information that can be used to identify a person, including their name, address, date of birth, social security number.
Hey, this right here is Barnacalius. All right, Ike Turner hands. This is Barnacalius. Right here, boy. Man. Keep this going.
Driver's license number, telephone number, account numbers, email address, or personal identification, number. This is the definitions of everything so you understand what I just read to you, right? Medical materials include any individual's identifiable health information that is connected to a patient's name, address, or other identifying numbers such as social security numbers or Medicare, Medi-Cal number. All right. Confidential information, we know what that refers to, and we know what the defense team refers to. So I'm just going to scroll this document up to the top, make it hot. That's a, okay, that's not an appropriate song for what we're talking about right here, but I was talking about.
I need a bucket and a mop for that wet old cooch.
About from the top, so just ignore the hell out of me right now. Okay, all right, so here's where the streets get shaky though. After reading all of that, what they're saying is defense lawyers can't post this online. While they can't post it online and they can't hand it out to people in the streets, let's kind of be real, you guys. Okay, let's be real.
We gonna get this information. Oh, we gonna get this information. We gonna get this information. Don't trip. I got y'all. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna get it. Nephew. Hold on. Let me. Nephew. I'll let you, nephew. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it. The streets need the news you can use. I just can't get nobody caught now. When I say I'm going to go ahead and get it now, I promise you I'm going to be the one to get it. I promise you I'll be the one to get it. I done broke all the stories, but I didn't give you all the stories. I broke all the stories. I didn't give you all the stories. Now you. I'm going to go ahead and get it now. Don't worry about it. I promise you I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm working on it. And I know where to start. And I know where to start. I do. I got you, nephew.
Real. The defendants,
I know exactly how I'm finna get this information. Don't trip. I'm gonna get it from the judge. Watch how it work.
Defense investigators, the expert witnesses, and even witnesses for the defense, they all will now know exactly who the snitches or cooperators are. And trust me, this kind of information we all know does not stay on paper. It leaks into the streets, it leaks into the jail phones, and sooner or later it's going to leak to us on the internet. Y'all already know that, so we got to keep our eyes open, okay? So now with this happening, with them giving up the people who are cooperating, this changes everything for this Rico, okay? The defense now has ammunition to destroy the CW's credibility because they're going to be digging into their past, their criminal past, old cases, their snitching history, which is crazy as hell because how does a person have a snitching history that can be brought up in court?
Crazy. Barnacles.
They made a whole career out of snitching. That's what that...
Burger Lord. Go ahead, Burger Lord, that's you? Burger Lord, now. I'm gonna put my eyes on. Burger Lord, that's you? All right, now he said, go get that shit. All right, Burger Lord, that's you. Tell your mama them to put my plate in the oven now. Tell your mama to put my plate in the oven. Tell your brothers they better stay on my goddamn weed. Your brother think I don't know he pinching my weed. Tell him better keep it a little narrow behind about my goddamn tree. $75 for a good old eighth of that thing. I smoke good. Step out my weed now. I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and get that information that you need from that. I'm gonna get that list for you. Don't you trip now. Don't you trip. Unc gonna get that list. If you need Unc to get that list, drop a Unc, I need you to get that list in the chat.
That means,
get that list.
Lord, even their mental health issues, if they're applicable. Look at me using big words, applicable. This can all come down. But now, on the flip side of this, If the cooperating witnesses survive cross-examination and they hold up in court, that could be a nail in the coffin for all of these co-defendants on this case. So either way, this is war in court. That's basically what this means. This is war in court. And here's where it gets deadly serious, okay? This opens the door for witness intimidation, all jokes aside. It opens the door for witness intimidation, which means that these people can now start putting out allegations of threats or retaliation against them now that their names are out there. It could possibly delay the court or even cause mistrials if the leaks get out of control. Because let's be real, even with this protective order, we all know that leaks are going to happen, okay? If anybody so much as whispers these CW's names to the wrong person, this could turn from a federal case to possible street beef with bodies dropping. Like, y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And it can happen real fast. That's why the feds are trying to lock this up so tight, okay? So what's next, right? So the defense team will be preparing hard to discredit the confidential witnesses in court. We know this. So once they get all of these names and mental health histories and criminal histories and snitching histories, now the defense team can go after these witnesses' credibility, okay? The government will be doing everything to try to keep them protected and keep them credible. So for everyone who is feeling like three-finger duty shooter might be on this list, y'all call him Wack, we call him three-finger duty shooter PP Liquor over here.
Mr. Booga Booga Booga. That's my pet pussycat, Mr. Boots. That's my pet pussycat, Mr. Boots.
But if y'all are wondering if he's on this list, if his name is on this list, guess what? Every defendant on this case is going to find out. And they're going to know his snitch history. Could be a motive as to why he's out here trying to clean his plate and back away from the situation and take on a stance of, I ain't never seen Big U do that. I don't believe that Big U would do that.
And then they're going to say, well, what about you being on camera saying X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that? Because I've been telling y'all, by June, we're going to know. We're going to know. We gonna know.
But you've been hollering that he would do stuff. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it. That's allegedly. Listen, it ain't a fact. It's alleged until it becomes real on paper. I'm just saying, okay? Now, this protective order is them, the courts, you know, it's their way of trying to say, you know, we're giving you the names, but you better not let this get out. Meanwhile, leaks and rumors will probably start to swirl in these internet streets at any point in time after these names get out. Let's be real, okay? And this part of the case, if we had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it hit a level 10 with this, okay? So this is officially one of the most dangerous phases. If we're going to be honest and take all jokes aside, this is one of the most dangerous phases of the Operation Drawdown case. You know, the confidential witnesses aren't confidential no more, at least not to the defense. And we don't know, will these witnesses survive the streets and the courtroom? Like, we don't know. Or will Big U's legal team and Loose Cannon's legal team and all the rest of them rip the CWs apart and make this Rico fall apart? I have no idea at all. But you know what? I'm going to be right here behind the bar pouring up every last detail for y'all. That's what I'm going to be doing, period. But as y'all can see, like, it's about to get really real out here, okay? And while they, you know, like I keep stressing, they're under this order and they're told to shut their mouths. But Henny Glass is in the chat if y'all really believe that that's going to actually happen and nobody's going to say anything. I don't believe it. It's just a matter of time. And sweetie, better stay the hell off the phone. Because here's the thing. The minute that something gets leaked out and it comes through any one of them, there are legal repercussions and ramifications that they are going to suffer if they find out that they were leaking the information from the inside. So while Luce likes to get up here and he likes to run his mouth, oh, Ashley, sweetie, sugar plum, cotton ball. If ever there was a time for you to zip it, this would be now. Sharice, if you give any, how long are we in? We 18 minutes in. If you give even a half of a fuck about your man, don't post nothing that he says. Keep it.
All right, y'all, we finna get up out here to the next one. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Shout out to that girl Henny doing her due diligence to her big one. You ain't with me, go with Henny. That girl Henny, man, we up out here to the next one. Y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Angel tweets free.